It takes a while. So my boys are my help. Like I'd be up a creek without my boys. Good morning, noisy birds. You guys are getting huge. There's our turkeys. We haven't shown our turkeys yet. Okay, I gotta walk out of here. It is really loud in here. So we didn't show it. We've had the turkeys about a week. We got 15 turkeys from McMurray Hatchery, and so far all of them are alive. We've heard a lot of people we've talked to don't have very good luck with turkeys, and so we were expecting to lose a few. We haven't lost a single one, so we're pretty happy. But at the same time, what are we gonna do with 15 turkeys? That's a lot of turkeys. So I'm gonna grab all the feed and I'll bring you guys along with me. So, as people have noticed, we haven't been filming very much. Well, we've been filming. We haven't been vlogging very much. We are in crunch time right now. Like, it's the busiest time of the season. Garden's going in. I've been working nonstop on that mobile home. As you guys saw in the last video, I finally got the floor done. And now it's just buttoning up electrical, slapping in some plumbing. I get to put up interior walls and do drywall. And that part goes fast. It's not that bad. It's just in the middle of trying to get garden ready, and as I like to tell Meg, I'm too little butter on too much bread. I feel like I'm spread thin. How are you pigs? Yeah, they're gonna get all mad at me because I'm standing here talking. I had to clear emergency paddock yesterday. The kids were out here in the dugout playing around digging holes, and they're like, "Dad, a piglet keeps escaping." And we came out here, and sure enough, one of them has decided that it's just gonna plow through the fence and do things, just out. So we figured there was a space up here that I hadn't cleared because I had ran out of time. Okay, hold on, I'll finish my story. Come on, come on, move. Wow, you guys have already done a ton up here. Okay, come on. Come on. There you go. So, this space I've had them in for a minute. While I've been doing everything else, I've let them tear this up. It was real heavy with brambles, stuff we can't use. I've noticed once they have eaten everything that they can eat, they will break out. You know, you wouldn't think that that little fence, that little 3-line electric fence would keep them in, but it does, until they are absolutely bored and I think honestly hungry. You know, I feed them enough, they're gaining weight, but boredom is a powerful motivator, right? So yesterday I came up here. You can see where the fence line was, very obviously. I came up here and cleared a new line for the fence. Usually when I go through and clear, I mean, look at that. It's so thick you can't walk through it. So usually when I go through and clear, I clear everything for my own benefit. I'll go through the woods and basically open up everything so I can feed them in different spots and focus the rooting and things like that in one spot. This time, I'm just gonna leave it open. As you can see, this is what it looked like. All of this right now is poison ivy, all of it. I mean, there's a few things here and there that aren't, but I mean, everybody knows what that is. If you're on the East Coast, this on this side of the fence looked exactly the same. These pigs are eating the poison ivy. Like, that blows me away. Something we would like to do is get goats, run goats through. Goats will handle, you know, from here down, and then pigs will do the ground. We don't have goats right now. It's one of those things that might be the straw that breaks the camel's back at this point. Soon-ish. This is what they're doing just since last night. This is what it looked like last night. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm kind of curious. I want to see how much of this they actually do open up, because so far everything I've cleared, like I said, I clear it for my own benefit so I can walk around and I can, you know, remove trees as I need to. That back there is already opened up just from the pigs, so we're gonna experiment. Eventually, this back corner of the property is 2 acres. Eventually I want to run pigs on this whole 2 acres. Something I've seen is if we leave the pigs in a spot too long, it doesn't recover. I mean, it'll eventually recover. Down there against the creek, against the swamp, we left them a little bit too long in one spot. I think we kept them there for 6 weeks because there was lots of kudzu, there was lots of poison ivy, lots of brambles, and they took care of all of it, but it's taking longer to come back than the places that we moved them once a week. I am so happy with the level of destruction pigs are capable of. I never thought I would enjoy this so much. Garden is coming along. This bed is looking great. Carrots, look at the carrots. Carrots look excellent. Beets are kind of, I think we need to get a better soil test. Broccoli looks good. The cole crops look good. Those radishes need to come out. Potatoes, those are ready to be hilled. I've never been able to have a garden this big. This just excites me. It's beautiful. Out of the way, chickens, out of the way. To give them a scoop so they'll get out of the way. Good job. All right, so this next flock is our mobile coop. As soon as these chickens we have in the brooder are big enough, eventually we're going to incorporate them and add them to our mobile flock. Our mobile flock, basically, they're our work crew. Any place that I want worked, or if I want the grass improved or removed, this is what I use the mobile flock for. So I built a Justin Rhodes style, I guess, chickshaw. Mine, I gave it a tongue so I can just hook it to the lawnmower. Because we have such a steep property with, you know, a lot of hills, I wanted to be able to move it from the top to the bottom fairly easily, so I made it attached to the lawnmower. And it is wonderful. It's so much easier. For little moves, like the day-to-day move like I'm gonna do right now, it's balanced, so I can just pick it up real quick and move it. They are done in the spot that I had them, and I don't know, I felt like giving them a pile of wood chips just to see what they would do. So we had this pile of wood chips delivered, and it's been sitting here for about, I don't know, 2-3 months. And I figured they would enjoy that, so I put them here yesterday, and they've already spread the thing out so much. And they're loving it. I don't know what they're finding in it, but they're eating something. I came out here to lock them up last night, and all of them had this, their crop, their stomach is just bulging. So obviously they're eating something. Help has arrived. Are you ready?
Yeah. These ducks I could hear all the way in the trailer.
So the meat birds and the new layers, ducks and turkeys, are basically everybody's shared load. Honestly, it takes me about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes to do chores in the morning. Doing the meat birds takes a while. It takes, I don't know, 20-30 minutes. You know, by the time you get them all, transport them all, get the feed, get the water, it takes a while. So my boys are my help. Like I I'd be up a creek without my boys. So this is our transport container. And they're not cooperating this morning, huh?
They're jumpy. Very jumpy. Holy, they must be hungry.
That one's a chunker. Alright, everybody's fed, everybody's on grass. I think we only have a few more, maybe a week or two until we can leave them out all night. So the way we're moving them, as you can see with the squares, the grass, basically the dirt in general, over on this side of the property, you can't keep leaves on it, you can't keep grass on it. This is the highest wind part of our property. The wind sweeps across here so hard that nothing stays. If, you know, like when I mow the lawn, if I pile up grass clippings right here, 2 days later, it'll all be down there in the woods. The woods over there have really nice topsoil, but right here we don't. So what we're doing with these chickens, we're fixing that. So the chickens get put in this tractor, and as you just saw, we advance it 1 square every day. What the tractor does is it concentrates manure and a little bit of disturbance. You know, they don't disturb much, they're pretty small. But it concentrates that disturbance in one spot, really gets the manure in there. Well, in, you know, a month, a few weeks, however long it takes, you will see what we've done to the soil is actually build it. The grass will get richer. And as the grass gets richer and fuller, we will improve the grass and the topsoil and the water holding capabilities. So it's a win-win-win because the chickens are on fresh grass every day, which is better than any factory raised chicken. The grass is getting fertilized and a little bit of disturbance, and the chickens are eating bugs. I mean, like, what more could you ask for? It's a great situation. All right, smells like breakfast. You guys ready for breakfast?
Yes.
Time for breakfast.
Oatmeal.
Smells like breakfast.
Oatmeals.
Oatmeals. How are you doing?
Better that I slept in. I needed some extra sleep today.
Hey, your baby's showing.
Yeah, I know.
It's been an interesting thing for me because I have been working so much for, you know, the past 3 that I haven't gotten to really watch this. It's like we find out we're pregnant and then we're having the baby and
right?
I'm not home. So
there's a baby.
So this go around has been amazing. I have enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
It's been really cool watching every day.
Yeah. And he says 3 because 1 pregnancy was a twofer. For those who don't know.
Yeah, we got a BOGO.
Yeah, BOGO. You ready for brekkie?
I'm ready for breakfast. What is it? Oatmeal?
Oatmeal.
Yay.
There's 1 banana left for you.
Sweet. It was a good breakfast. So one more thing before I can start working on the mobile home. Those the ducks in that little IBC tote brooder we've got them in. Ducks are nasty. Like, they can muck up a perfectly clean water bowl in about 2 seconds. And so we gave them the bucket with the little cup waterers because the chickens can't figure out how to use that water. But the ducks can. The ducks, they use it just fine. Gave it to the ducks, hoping they wouldn't muck up their cage. They don't muck up their cage as fast with it, but they still get pretty nasty. So I'm gonna clean this out real quick. I take everything, all the bedding, and it makes great compost, so I'm gonna haul that out. But first, I wanted to talk about something. So these right here, anybody who's been following us for a while knows that we are working with Ariat. We have an affiliate program. I had needed some new rubber boots. My rubber boots were starting to fall apart. You know, when you wear them this much, that's what happens. And we've been working with Ariat for a few months, and they hit us up and they're like, hey, you know, we want to talk about some stuff, and would you be interested in getting some more boots? And it's like, well, I don't need work boots, but I do need rubber boots, and Ariat has rubber boots. I gotta tell you, I've had them a couple days now. These are the most comfortable rubber boots I have ever had. They don't feel like rubber boots. They feel like legit work boots, cowboy boots. And I love them. Like, these are great. They're that wetsuit material, and then they flex, and they have a really nice sole on them. I really enjoy them. So if you want to get yourself some Ariat boots, we'll have a link in the description for, you know, go get yourself some. And one more thing, because we've been working with Ariat, and you know, we kind of like working with them, they hit us up and they said, hey, we would like to give you guys a couple gift cards, you know, give them away, stuff like that. So we're gonna do a giveaway. I believe we'll put a link in the description for what to do, but we've got 3 gift cards. I'm not sure how we're gonna do it just yet. Meg will finish that out when she's like editing, and you know, she's the brains behind the operation. I just gotta say, like, the instructions will be in the description. Go down there, check it out, get yourself a pair of Ariat boots if you're so inclined. I gotta muck out a little duck pen, so time for my day to start. That do not smell good. Duck funk. So, is anybody wondering, using an IBC tote cut in half to work as a brooder has been marvelous. It's plastic and it's sealed, so nothing is leaching down to whatever's underneath. And having a wood floor, this is just a shed. If this nastiness were to seep through into the floor, like, it could rot out the floor before we're even done having the chicks in here. So having this IBC tote, like, I would highly recommend. I would do it again. I think from now on, this IBC tote that's cut in half is going to be our brooders. Like, Meg, like, awesome job. Like, this is awesome. I love this system. So I've had a lot of people ask, do a video on compost, do a video on compost. I probably will, because compost is one of my favorite things to do. But like a lot of things, like, who says I'm an expert? I'm not. I'm figuring it out just like everybody else. Every compost batch I've made is different because the ingredients are different. So I'll at least show you my system that I have going on right now. This is just the pallet system. This is 3 pallet bays, I guess. The way it works is you get your brown and your green, and you put it in the first one. This I basically make, I get a load of dirt, I mix actual soil in with it, so by the time you get to the end, you have a little bit more left over. So I made this on Saturday. This was mounded up to here, probably a good foot above the top of this, and it's already dropped 2 feet, 24 inches. You build it, you build the layers, a little bit of brown and green. I have a ratio. Usually, last time I piled everything, all of my grass clippings, and then all of this stuff right there, along with dirt that we scratched out of the yard, the chicken yard. So what I do is when I'm mowing the lawn, I'll get enough grass for a compost pile, and then I give the rest to the chickens that are in the coop because we don't leave them out as much. Essentially, they're my compost crew. They make compost for me. You can see it, the stuff they make, minus the shavings, that's what it looks like. It's basically ready. It's just not as rich as something you can make in a compost pile. So I'll pile it here, and as I'm pitchforking it in here, I'll do 2 scoops of the brown stuff, 2 scoops of brown, a scoop of green, and then one shovel load of dirt. I usually have a wheelbarrow right here full of dirt, and I'll do one wagon load of dirt for the entire compost pile. And so by the time I'm done, there's a little bit of dirt in there. Just, you know, gives the compost something to, you know, stick to, something that'll be left over once the pile's done. So then I water it in as I build it, mixing it until it's, you know, yay high. And then you just leave it, you walk away. Because I mow the lawn once a week, I always have grass clippings. So that's basically what these piles are made out of. If I have leaves, then I use leaves. If I have shavings, I use shavings. You know, it just depends. So this pile right here had a lot of sticks and stuff in it. They will compost, they just take longer. You shift it. So take that out, that'll go in here, you build a new pile. And then 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, this pile goes into that one to finish. That pile comes here, and then you start a new pile. And so usually what I do, there's two ways you can do it. You can continually add to a pile, but it's gonna be a 6-month pile or longer, maybe a year pile. I prefer the hot compost method, which is what we're doing here. You build it, you let it get super hot, and it breaks down super fast. The fastest I've ever made compost is 18 days. And your pile is gonna be up at about 160, 170. And when it gets that hot, it's actually too hot and it starts killing off the good bugs that are doing the decomposition. So like this one's down at 140. That's decent, but that's supposed to be my finished pile. That means there's so much stuff left in that it's still going. And basically what I started with, you know, up to here, by the time we're done, I will have a quarter of that. That's gonna drop another foot and then it's done. And then all that's left to do after that, I take it and run it through that sieve right there, straight into a wheelbarrow, and then it goes on the garden. I'm gonna dump this out and then go get to working on the mobile home. It's already like 10 o'clock. All right, time to get to work. So, as this is a vlog of our life and things that are going on, we share our wins, and sometimes we have to share our fails. So we had ordered, it was the last of the floor and a whole bunch of insulation and stuff like that. Well, I moved the floor inside and the insulation was all wrapped up, and the driver was like, yeah, this stuff will be fine outside. Should be. My boo-boo, I left the stuff outside, the insulation, and now I'm having to dry it because the ones that were on the bottom got wet. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. If I can dry them out and use them, fine. If I'm still not cool with it, I'll just take them to the barn. I'll use them in the barn. Eventually, I'm gonna throw some more insulation out there and make it a little more comfortable to work in there. So it's not the end of the world. It's just one of those things. It's kind of a bummer because insulation's not cheap, and it was probably a good 4 packs of insulation that are wet on one side. So yeah, maybe a tarp would have been a good idea. I'm gonna move what's dry, get stuff out of the way, and today I'm basically just gonna be running, you know, electric boxes and stuff like that. Easy stuff. All right, first I gotta put in a window. All right, I got everything in that I wanted to get in today. I got the window in. That is the last window I have to put in this thing. Hallelujah, I'm so happy. This bedroom is mostly wired up. The rest of it I can't get up until we get up this wall. Other than that, like, feels nice. I'm making progress. I'm actually starting to see results. What a nice feeling.
End of the night chore time.
They're already out here doing it.
They are. They are big helps.
It is invaluable having their help.
Yes, it is.
Otherwise, that would be all I do is just chores.
Swap chickens all day long.
We need a bigger wagon.
We do need a bigger wagon.
It's all right. I think we just decided today's Wednesday, so Saturday it's supposed to be warm enough.
Yeah.
And they all have pretty much all their feathers, and they keep warm. Whereas our layer birds, we'll see them huddled if the breeze is blowing.
Yeah.
These ones don't care. These are just
They're eating so much.
They're eating
just
so much.
generating their own heat. So we'll probably keep them out.
We'll start leaving them out.
Yeah.
We'll try it out. There's a few modifications I want to do to the tractor, and then I've got to build another tractor so we can do 25 birds per tractor.
Right.
Right now we've got all 50 plus a dozen ducks.
Yeah.
It's gonna get real cramped real quick.
It is.
The manure load is increasing daily.
It is. That's looking.
Like that looks really nice.
You can't hardly see it down there, and then progressively grosser. But it's good for the grass.
Good evening, ladies. And Chuck. You guys enjoying your wood chip pile? Wow, you guys have really done a number on that pile.
I think they are enjoying it immensely.
This is kind of our nightly walk time. This is what time of the night we like to go.
Yep.
Take our evening stroll and.
Yeah, while the kids are busy washing dishes, and usually they do the chickens by themselves and we go for our walk, but
we brought the camera along with us,
yes,
so we're involved. And everybody's all like, "Mom and Dad, why are you here? We got this."
Right, I know they are.
Okay, we'll leave you alone.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this is what we do. We walk around in the evening and water the garden and
talk to the pigs,
talk to the
chickens, like normal people.
Right, exactly. Totally normal.
So I think that's about it for today.
Yeah, chores are done.
I've wanted to bring the camera along and actually document, for the most part, all of the day.
Yeah.
We didn't film mealtime because we were eating.
Yeah. But I mean, you did pretty much what a normal day is.
Yeah. Chores and
whatever work you can get done.
More chores and
more chores.
And yeah, I feel like I captured it.
Yeah.
So I think that's it.
Yeah.
We're gonna call it a night.
Alrighty.
It's a beautiful night.
It is. It's so nice. It's not hot. It's kind of overcast. The wind's not bad tonight.
Yeah,
so.
There's like no wind. This is when it's still out here. It's so peaceful.
It is.
You just hear the birds and
maybe the oinking of the pigs. So yeah, I guess that's it. All right. Catch you guys on the next one.
Bye. Come on, blink. There he is.